when I think I was like 19 years old, I happened to take this class. It was an elective, and it was called Multicultural Studies. This is in Columbia, Missouri, and it was taught by one of, I think, 4 African-American professors, Professor Lois Bryant. And this whole field of equity and multicultural studies was very new, because this is like 1985. And halfway through the semester, she kind of stopped everything, and she said, we're going to have to start from scratch. And I'm feeling a little bit like that, because we spent a lot of time doing this racial equity and social justice training in the beginning of the year, 2 days of a workshop with all the leadership of the county. And I'm feeling a little bit like that today. But it's okay, because I think that this is a preamble to what we're going to face when we pass our racial equity and social justice legislation. Because every single thing that we do, our budget adoptions or our legislation, land use, whatever it is, we're going to have to look at it from this lens. And I hope that we don't use terms like pitting one against the other. I hope we don't use terms like somehow we are, trying to choose. That is not what this is at all. And it's interesting. I mean, I was just Googling some of the things that are out there, especially in the art world. The artistcommunities.org talk about, certain definitions of cultural equity and some affirmations. But one of the things it says is this: cultural equity is critical to the long-term viability of the arts sector. And so this is more like an umbrella conversation nationally. But let's not forget that Montgomery County, of the 5 councilmanic districts, 4 are majority of color. Let's not forget that. Let's not forget the Montgomery County Public Schools, it's almost 70% of color. And so this conversation should be really uplifting in so many ways, because so many arts organizations are really making an amazing effort. And they're doing really awesome things, from Strathmore to Standing Spring Museum. I'm seeing it. I'm really excited about this. So it just really hurts me that here we are, we have not even adopted legislation. And here we are using terms about winners and losers, pitting one against the other, in a county like ours, a very highly educated, super diverse county, where every day we talk about how our diversity is our strength. So to me, this is really a preamble, because it's going to be a bumpy road. But I tell you, there is so much potential here, because at the end of the day, when you start really pursuing this programming, the revenue will come, because there's so much pent-up interest in a lot of these communities to attend all of these, events, right? I mean, somebody mentioned the Latino dance competition at Strathmore, and it's like packed. I mean, it's like sold out. So just imagine what will happen once we begin to normalize these conversations and these programming. I think it's awesome. I think it's very uplifting, but I hope that we take a step back and not lead with fear, because this is actually really great. This is an amazing opportunity that we are embarking upon. And we're going to do everything possible. I had the same conversation with somebody from Strathmore, one of the board members, who called me, and after I clarified, it's like, no, we're not taking money away from big organizations. We're creating another pot. We want to, stimulate some innovation or whatever. And it was like, oh, okay, cool. So yeah, maybe there is a bit of misinformation that we need to address. But I just really want to say that, because, gosh, I'm a part of me is just like, it's kind of sad if we're gonna embark in this kind of like us versus them, because that's not who we are here, and that's not what we should be aspiring to be. So again, I hope that that we're able to find that common ground as we move through a lot of these important conversations. Thank you.
Thank you.